All right, here we are in a second proposed plan for the galley. The perspective of the camera is from coming in the front door. In this design, the eating table is here in the center of the room. There's a lot of room around the table. 10 people or so could easily sit here. In the corner, the same as the other design, there's a little sitting area which could also be built-in seating, corner seating, or it could remain a thing like this. This area over here where the sink is, I believe would remain in this design. One change would be that the countertop would extend all the way to the location over here where the old refrigerator was. And the countertop would extend as would the top cabinets. The intention of this area would be more of a dish area where the dishes would be done, where the dishes would be stored. This would be removed and be replaced with cabinets. Does this wall get removed? Okay. A large difference in this design is the removal of this wall. This is a wall that was added later. After the construction of the lighthouse, and essentially it's just dividing, it's creating this little barrier zone between the galley and the generator room. So this wall would be removed in this design, which would open up more space in this area. It would also help increase the ease of flow from the main door into the generator room, where we found a lot of traffic does go. Over here, the wood stove has been placed underneath the hole for the chimney. This is the original placement of the wood stove, or the oil burning stove that was here. There could be seats around in this area. An amendment to the proposal of this design would have an additional water spigot, which would come up from the floor here, over around by the stove, so big pots and stuff could be filled. There would also be a small stub wall here that covered the back of the stove, so that's not visible from the eating area. Okay, should we move into the cook nook? This area back here would be exclusively used for cooking. It would separate the cooking area from the eating area and the hanging out area, so when people are hanging out, they're not interfering with the cooking area. The stove is placed here, heading in this direction. The idea as far as heating is that the wood stove the heat from the wood stove would radiate throughout the entire galley and the cooking area, but also the heat of the oven would help heat this area as well. So this would be the oven placement. There could be a bench or some small cabinets built down low here. And then there would be a countertop that wrapped around this corner, continued all the way with cabinets above for food storage and lots of food prep area back here. Also, the refrigerator would be placed in both designs inside this wall here. We would cut it out and just place a refrigerator in there. The radio room here, the little nook where the radio is, would remain the way it is in both designs. What else can we say about this particular layout? I guess I can talk a little bit about pros and cons, how I see them of both layouts. One benefit of this layout is that it creates a very large hangout area and a smaller cooking area. I think the intention of that is because usually there's only a few people cooking and a lot of people hanging out. So this design would keep the cooking separated from the people who are eating and hanging out. One benefit I saw in the other design was having the wood stove centrally located, so both the cooking and the hanging out area will be equally heated, and there's more room in the other design, I believe, for hanging out around the wood stove. Just because we can't, in this design, put any couches or chairs in this area because this is a traffic area. As far as food storage and dish storage, I think both designs are probably equal in the amount of food storage space, although this design actually would probably have more because in addition to the cabinets that are here, there will also be cabinets over here. One of the big problems we found with the current galley is that we don't have a lot of food storage space, and we've been storing food in different rooms of the lighthouse. So the advent of new counters and cabinet tops would increase the amount of storage. Let's see. What else can I say here? I think the plan for the floor is the same in both designs. We would redo the floor any way we look at it. I think if our intention is to accommodate larger groups of people, this design might be more practical, just because we have the versatility of bringing in even another table and having lots of chairs around this area. We'd be a little bit more limited with the other design and how many people could actually hang out in the hangout room. If you remember, the area over here would have a smaller table, which could probably only comfortably seat maybe 6 people. Of course, there'd be other seating in the galley around the stove and in the corner where people could eat, but it would definitely not allow everybody to eat at the same table if there were larger groups in here. Steve, is there anything you'd like to add to either one of these proposed designs?
I don't think so.
Okay, we're going to also just add to the end of this video a couple shots of some of the projects we've done, so you guys at home can get an idea of kind of where the lighthouse stands right now and just be a little bit more educated about it.